Deception is the topic of conversation tonight, lads. And how fragile alliances can end in betrayal by those who know how to use them to their advantage. This is a tale of your captain, Ezra the Skeleton. Perhaps you remember an attack that was waged on the Sea of Thieves by a skeleton lord who called herself the Warsmith. Back in those days, alliances had just begun to form to take on the skeleton fleets. Well, there we were, in the shores of plenty, not far from Smuggler's Bay. We had formed a 5-ship alliance to defend the Sea of Thieves against the skeletal invaders. Back in those days, pirate legends were few and far between, and on that day in particular, me and me first mate, Captain Smoochie, were the only 2 pirate legends on the seas. So all the other crews made the same mistake of looking to us for direction. Give it to them we did. We told them since we were the only sloop, we would circle the fight and pick up all the treasure that was dropped from the skeleton ships that had been sunk before they were lost to the crushing depths. Of course, we had struck an accord, and all 5 ships would split the loot evenly at the end of the fight. One by one, the skeleton ships fell, and with each one, our ship became heavier with loot. Now eventually the captain emerged, and we knew this was our moment. We moved in close and began to fire upon the ship. Being in a sloop, we knew we could easily outmaneuver it, but our comrades did not share the same fortune. They took heavy damage, but eventually the captain had sunk. Deception is the topic of conversation tonight. There comes a time when every pirate must make a choice, and unbeknownst to them, we had made our choice long before we entered this battle. All the loot from the skeleton captain's ship floated to the surface, right next to our ship. They were a fair distance away, repairing their ship and celebrating over grog and music. Their festivities were grand, so grand in fact, and not a single one of them thought to check their map. And if they had, they would see their single sloop in the Alliance sailing east to Daggertooth Outpost. By the time they might have checked the map, it was too late. We had docked the ship and turned in all the loot, but not before lowering the Alliance flag. We looked out onto the horizon and saw them sailing towards us, but it mattered not. The loot was gone, so do the trading companies, and they don't much care if it was taken fairly or by force. They all learned a valuable lesson that day. You can't trust a pirate out on the seas. After all, it is called the Sea of Thieves.